Pretty good, pretty good. So it's a holiday blend. I'm a big fan of coffee. Absolutely love it. I start every day with at least 2 cups of coffee. And some days there's a third that I get mixed in there. I try to do all of that in the morning before noon, but once in a great while, I'll have a cup of coffee, maybe early afternoon, but I try not to have it too much later than that, unless it's decaf, of course. And that's simply so that I don't stay up later than I want to, because rest is so important. So I thought it'd be fun, just as I go through this training session here, to try out different coffees. I picked this up. It was on clearance, of course, because this is a holiday advent calendar that normally you would do in December. But I got it, I don't know, for about half price the other day. And because I love coffee so much, I thought it'd be a great way to try out different flavors. Not all of these are coffee. I know that there's some probably cocoa and tea and things like that in there, but I thought I'd start each day with trying a new one and seeing which ones I like, which ones I don't, and the ones I like, hopefully I'll be able to get again. Now this one is their holiday blend, so unfortunately, even though I do like it, I probably won't be able to pick it up again until next Christmas season. So I got a few months down the road, but it does taste really good. So I just thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do in the mornings, something to look forward to, because I do, like I said, love coffee so very much. Okay, so enough about that. Today would be my long run. As you guys know, I'm still dealing with some injuries. I don't want to dwell on that. I want to dwell on the things or focus on the things that I can do and that I enjoy doing as well. So I'm going to be spending some time on my indoor trainer. It's it's not terrible outside, but it's cold today. We started the morning out at 23 degrees Fahrenheit, so a bit below freezing, because I thought maybe I would take my mountain bike out because we are in for some good weather, but it's not going to heat up until late afternoon. Later in the week, we're supposed to get back up to about 50 degrees, I think, around Thursday this week, something like that. So that might be a possibility to go out to maybe the Rails for Trails and just do something different, just a little something different, changed up a bit. But for today, I'm not changing it up. I'm going to stay right here in my living room, and I'm going to call up some virtual training on my television so that I can kind of follow along, because it's a long one. It's all about endurance and being able to work hard for a few hours at a time and try to build up that aerobic base, base building, endurance, base building, all that kind of good stuff that's so important for for long distance running, for marathons. Okay, so enough about all that. Because it is the long run, got it called up here on my tablet today, and it's going to be for 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 30 minutes with 10 minutes cool down, so 2 hours and 40 minutes in total. I'm going to try to keep my heart rate at that easy pace, and that would be easy pace for running, as opposed to the one for cycling, because as I mentioned before, they are different for me. I know they're not different for everybody, but they are for me, but I'm going to try to stick to the one that's closely related to running, and that means I'm going to be up out of the saddle quite frequently, because I seem to be able to control my heart rate, or be able to get it to rise up to that level and keep it at that easy level simply by how quickly or how hard I'm turning my legs over. So that's the plan for today. Plus, it's a little easier, on my butt, on my back, and so on. Sitting on a stationary bike for 2 hours and 40 minutes is a really long time. And I mentioned that before. It's not my most favorite thing to do in the world. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it because it's good for us, and it's going to help us prepare to run the marathon in Boston. So, all right. Enough about all of that. I'm just going to get into this workout. Like I said, I've got some virtual training calls up on my television. It's about an hour long, so it's not going to even get me halfway there. But once that ends, I'll find a different one to do, or turn on a television show or whatever, something to help me pass the time. All right. Thanks for being here with me, and we're going to talk a little bit more as I progress through this 2.5 hour workout. And again, it's total is 2 hours and 40 minutes, because don't want to forget that 10 minutes cool down. It's really important. All right. I'm going to actually finish my coffee though first, because this is my second cup for today, and I want to get that in before I jump on my stationary bike and get to work. All right. We'll see you here in a couple of minutes. That's good. Lower the resistance there real quick because I need to get a drink. Oh my goodness. So I guess I was daydreaming a little bit. I think that's easier to do on an indoor trainer. As you know, I was just watching the video, enjoying the countryside it was showing me. Had some music playing. And before I knew it, I was at 20 minutes and I hadn't had a drink yet. It's really easy to get dehydrated, especially on an indoor trainer where you don't have any kind of cool breeze to help cool you down. So I figured I'd better take a second. It's okay if my heart rate drops down a bit. This is an easy workout. So the idea is simply to continue to work hard for, well, I should say continue to work for, that 2 hours and 30 minutes. And, build up the cardio, the endurance, leg strength, all those kinds of things. But I don't want to overtax my body, and I definitely do not want to get hydrated because that's a surefire way to sabotage all the things I'm trying to accomplish today. So I'm going to get a drink and I'll check back with you here in a little bit. So I've really been focused on trying to make sure that I stay hydrated, as I mentioned just a second ago. So I've been going in blocks of 15. So I'd come up out of the saddle, ride for 15 minutes, then back down to resistance, sit down for a second like I am now, take a couple of minutes to get a drink, let my heart rate come down even a little bit more, then rise up out of the saddle and do it all over again. So that's the format that I'm following right now. I'm at 53, 54 minutes into this workout. I might change that up as we go, but right now it seems to be working okay. And I like having the 15-minute blocks because it kind of gives me something to look forward to. It doesn't quite seem so daunting to think 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's a long time. If I just think about the 230 plus the 10, that can be overwhelming, but a lot easier for me to think about it in terms of 15 minutes. Because I look up and I see, well, I only got 6 more minutes to go before I will sit down and get a drink, that kind of thing. So, it's kind of working for me right now. All right, we'll check back here in a few. Gotta shake it out just a little bit. Hour and 30 minutes in. Still have quite a ways to go. But it's time to take a drink. So the blocks of time that I have been going with recently since we spoke last is 15 minutes up out of the saddle, as I mentioned, but then 5 minutes in the saddle. I like the 20-minute blocks. It's easy for me to keep track of. I don't have to do any real math to stay on track. And also, I've been, I gotta hit keep training. Okay, I had to hit keep training on the Merrick app because it had run to the end of the timer that I originally set. So anyway, so I've been working on trying to keep my core tight, glutes engaged, and to regulate my breathing to the best of my ability. And when I looked down at my watch, my heart rate, I was in the 130s, somewhere like that most of the time. And I think that's about where I want it to be today for this long session. All right, I'll let you go for now, and we'll talk more here in a bit. All right. Okay, I just finished up 2 hours and 30 minutes on my indoor cycle today. My legs did get tired, especially toward the end, but it felt good to finish. And there isn't a dry spot on me. I am just covered in sweat. Oh goodness, it's kind of nasty. Looking forward to taking a shower, getting this workout washed off of me. But the great thing is the endorphins that you get from completing a workout like this and just that feeling of accomplishment, that's going to stick with me most of the day. So that's one of the things I do enjoy about completing a hard effort. And while this one wasn't hard in terms of maybe resistance or along those lines, it was definitely hard for the endurance piece of it, just the longevity, turning my legs over at times during that 5-minute break between those 15-minute up out of the saddle segments. I had to kind of stretch and move and try to get my body to, get rid of some of the tension and aches and pains that it was starting to feel from time to time from just being in the same position for a long period of time. Even if I wasn't on a stationary bike, just maintaining a certain position for, a fair amount of time can cause you some aches and pains. So anyway, I felt good to complete it today, and like I said, I feel accomplished. All right, I'll share the details of the entire workout here in just a minute when this 10-minute recovery period or 10-minute cool down period is over. Two hours and 30 minutes. That's a long time on a stationary bike. I know I've talked about that before, but it's still a long time on a stationary bike. Oh, goodness. My butt kind of hurts a little. Okay, so let's just take a look at the results. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes altogether. 2 hours and 30 minutes is for the workout. 10 minutes just kind of turn my legs over to cool down afterwards. There is a slight difference or variation in time. On Merrick, it has me at 2 hours and 38 minutes and 39 seconds. I stopped my watch almost on the dot on Garmin at the 2:40 mark. So just because I started one a little sooner than the other one when I got the workout started. So anyway, that's the difference in time. Total distance was 74.06 kilometers. In miles, that would be somewhere around 40 miles, maybe, something like that. So 244.9 average power. Turned it, my cadence or RPMs was 75 on average with the resistance of 8. Oh my goodness. I'm glad that one's over. Normally, I really enjoy the long run. It's my favorite workout of the week. But that's when I'm in my running shoes and I'm outdoors. And if I'm going through my town, I get to see all the things that are going on, wave hi to my neighbors, all that kind of good stuff. Or if I'm out at the park, one of my favorite places to be, I just have all that nature to look at. So it's not quite as exciting to get it done here in my living room. But as I mentioned just a second ago, I do appreciate the feeling of accomplishment when I've completed it. So I got that going for me today. All right, you guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.